if they're like Citizens, I'm like, yeah, I know everybody that works there, pretty much. They're like, oh yeah, pretty much know everybody that works there. I don't say like, oh yeah, it's gonna be.
Sounds too good to be true.
Don't even hit me.
Yep.
You know?
You know what though?
Yeah.
I would even take that down a notch. I would just be like, perfect. I love Citizens. Be like, I know a handful of the adjusters. I've seen them regularly out here. You might end up having, and I might name drop one or two people. I'm like, yeah, Citizens. We've had the adjuster's not the same person as your agent, Mrs. Jones, but Ben Schwartz. I've seen him probably half a dozen times this month. And then the other adjuster you might get is Tina Fey. I don't know. That's an actress. But it's like, you can say things like that. So it's like, oh, but you don't want to be like, oh yeah, I know everyone that works there, blah, blah, blah. Because what they hear is like, yeah, right. That's what they hear. Even though it's true, you don't want to oversell it. And that's what they hear. And so if it's a good insurance company, be like, excellent. Great choice. They're a great insurance company. They're usually very fair. I've had probably, 18 or 19 Citizens claims this year so far. They've been pretty great. Keep it even keel. Stay like neutral.
That. Yeah.
You never want to go too high and you never want to go too low. You want to keep everything neutral.
Yeah,
okay.
True, that's hard for me. I get excited. And I was like,
well, and I used to do the same thing. And so I had to really learn that because it's all about expectation, right? So it's like, what happens if you tell your friend that, I don't know, McDonald's is the best cheeseburger you're ever going to have. It literally melts in your mouth. You'll taste like it's going to feel like you're riding a unicorn through like cotton candy fields. Like it's the best cheeseburger ever. You make it sound so good. And then they go and they get their cheeseburger. And what probably happens? They're just disappointed, right? Because their expectations were way up here. Well, if you keep it even, it's like, it's a pretty good burger. I mean, I've had better, I've had worse, but it's pretty good. Well, then you've curbed their expectation. Great. Now it's the best burger they've ever had. So, that's kind of
I like that a lot.
Yeah, and that's kind of a different type of example that we're using there. But the point of that whole thing is you want to keep people's expectations neutral. Because then, if it's good, it's great. If it's bad, it's not horrible. Okay?
Yeah.
So same thing, like if you find out that they've got Allstate, here's what I do. So I'm like, who's your insurance company, by the way? I'll do this like halfway through the presentation. And they're like, oh, Allstate. And I'm like, oh, that's a knife through the heart, Mrs. Jones. And I'll kind of make a joke about it. She's like, why are they bad? Now you've got her. Because it's like, as a general rule, it usually depends on the adjuster, but Allstate and, name another one so you're not singling them out, Allstate and AAA have been like the toughest insurance companies in our area for whatever reason. I don't know. We have a really hard time getting them to be fair. Say something like that, because now you're setting the expectation, but now they're on your side. Because when the roof gets denied, they're like, Rich said that they were going to be tough. Now the homeowner's going to bat for themselves.
Yeah.